pull it apart. Oh shit. Thank you to SrJoben, who has also an online knife business called Lazy Lizard Gear. If you guys go check out his channel, I will put his link in the description below. He stocks a large variety of import knives. Ganzo, Samurai, I think a couple other brands. All of them are very affordable. And I figured rather than try to stock what he stocks, you know what, I would just do cross promotion instead. So definitely, I've actually picked up quite a few knives from him now. I picked up the Inland EL01, which is a really good quality knife. It's just it only has a flipper, so it reminds me of that Curtis Knives fuel knife or something. I'm not big on only flipper knives. Like I know RJ Martin's, some of them only have flippers, some Kershaw's only flippers, but I like two ways of opening at least. But I mean, that one was kind of hard to shake. The Inland EL01 was a very good quality knife. It held up to some very rigorous testing, and it was also very affordable. And some people have called it like a nice hinder alternative, like a disposable hinder in some ways maybe. But the one thing I never liked about Inland knives is the pivot is always that crazy 3-hole pivot. And I was gonna say, like, SrJoben, if you guys get to know him, he's actually really cool. Like he went the extra mile and got me the tools necessary to adjust those pivots, called snap ring pliers. So he went and got this for me, ordered this or whatever, but it was very cool of him. And recently I picked up a knife that I saw that I found looked very interesting, and it was the Ganzo G704, and here it is. Now this knife is actually really cool because it's actually modeled after a knife called the it's an H&K knife, and it's a Snowdy collaboration. So if Mr. Snowy's watching, I don't know too much about that knife. Before I knew that, what made me get this knife was that it was very similar to the Lace George VCEP knife that everyone wants, and I wanted to check out too. And since I can't get that, I decided to get this. Benchmade axis locks are fine, but Benchmade craftsmanship can kind of be definitely spotty, is a nice way to say it, and very expensive. So when I saw this one, and once I got it in the mail too, it kind of reminds me of an Emerson. It really does. It has that, well, it doesn't have a safety choil, but on this one it does have at least some degree of, like, it won't fully, like, cut you. But it reminds me of an Emerson because of that thickness in the handle. It's kind of got that more of a traditional stick shape, but it's got that Fantoni shape, something you would see on the VCEP, nice tactical blade shape. So it is actually very cool. I've been testing the lock. I did a couple spine wax. It's definitely strong. You can see this here. And this is just to show, okay? Very strong, smooth. It does have a little bit of up and down play, and a little bit of side to side. I haven't adjusted anything. I would say that's kind of similar to some Benchmades even, but strong. I mean, I wouldn't say like guaranteed I feel positive about it. It doesn't give me that feeling. But as I test it more, perhaps, I mean, it's tough. It's one of those things, guys, we don't know too much about it. This Ganzo company, these characters look, they look Chinese. So I mean, I would say this is from China. So that it's kind of one of those things we don't really know too much about. So you may question that quality. But I mean, I can say so far that the quality is pretty strong. Quite good too. I mean, all of it's actually really quite impressive. The only thing in terms of design, these guys perhaps are a little bit more new to the game, or they could have moved that stop in more, and then this would have went out further and covered more. I think they should have done that. And then also, I'm just saying that real fast. And then also, in terms of design, they this blade grind, or down here, these scales, this grind should go higher, or definitely the blade could be stonewashed. I would make it have a stonewash, look real nice. Or these could be like ground down or removed, because despite that nice centering, when you push down on it, it can scrape, possibly nick that little corner on the liner. But not bad, because you can see it's not really at all. I mean, barely nicking. So it's a very good knife. The initial sharpness I've used this a couple things, but the initial sharpness is pretty good too. So I mean, that's a nice amount of effort that they put in there. Let's see. Not amazing, but I've used it a little bit, so still sharp enough, right? And let's see the actual edge angle. Looks like it's a pretty shallow bevel, pretty more towards slicing definitely. So let's see, a nice slicing angle. So see how it cuts. Not bad, not bad for the price. I mean, not bad at all. Not bad, not bad. Very nice. This is a 440C steel. This knife's actually interesting too. This is becoming a short review, but the handle of the bomb is the same as like a kind of like a hinder in terms of what you can grab. The pot clip on hinder is better because it's rounded. This style is very difficult to use, to pull out and get your finger on. That kind of hurts. That pot clip style is just not correct. It should be like this. But the point is, okay, so the thing is, the hinder has some jimping right here, and that little bit makes all the difference because you pull it out, and this G10 also, it's easy to pull out. This one, if your hands are wet, you're a little bit screwed. It's very difficult because there's no jimping here, and the G10 is a little more, not as much traction. But like I said, you can fix it by adding jimping. The knife, just like all Benchmans, can be, so it's a really cool knife. And so my point being here, you could hit people with that part. It's a very good value. If you look at all that, the knife's not bad at all. So the point is, I bought a couple knives from Joben, a couple interesting weird Spyderco ones. I picked up the Inland, I picked this up, I picked up another one also. You can see here, it's the, he went and customized it, the EL05, my father wanted one. Mr. Joben has a cool channel too, a lot of variety. If you guys, just looking for cool gifts for people, just, a treat for yourself, just some interesting things to try. Maybe if you're just curious about the different locks, you want to see how different locks work, but you don't want to spend a fortune on getting, the Benchmade, the actual Benchmade. You want to kind of see. I can tell you, it seems like a lot of the stuff come from China lately is very good quality. Like I said, the design may not be the most intuitive, most, how you say, because American designs. A lot of knives do come from America. The designs are very well thought out. Definitely, a lot of the import ones seem to be modeled after American designs. So I mean, they obviously handled some of these American knives, replicating them. They could have a little bit more, how you say, for example, the jimping, how the blade grind, where it sits, the height of that blade grind, or these scales in here, those little tiny things. But they don't make or break the knife, that's for sure. So that's what I'm saying, it's fun to try. If you want to try a frame lock, you want to see how long titanium frame locks last, get an idea of what really the limits are for those knives. You want to try tinkering with some back locks. I mean, it's kind of fun, Guys, go check out his channel. Tell him I sent you. And thank you.